Welcome back to C Basics module. In this module, we will discuss the input-output functions in C. The first is printf function. It is used to display the formatted output on the console. Printf statement can be used in two ways. The first way is to display the message on the screen. You can see here the syntax. We should write printf, then bracket, and we should write our message in double quote followed by semicolon. You can see here some of the example printf hello world. It will print this message as it is on the screen. The another way of using printf is used to print the value of a variable. So this is the syntax to print the value of a variable. First we have to mention the format specifier, then variable. The format specifier is used to specify the data type of the variable. So there are four format specifier we can use. %d is used for integer values, %f is used for float, %c is used for character, and %s is used for string. Let's consider the first example. We are printing here the value of a num variable which is of integer data type. That's why we have specified here %d. If you want to print the value of a variable which is of float type, then you should specify here %f. Here in the third example, the reply is of character data type. That's why we have mentioned here %c. Now we will study about the scanf statement which is used to accept the values. This is the syntax of a scanf statement. In this program, I will be demonstrating printf statement and how to take input using scanf statement. So let's declare two variables of integer data type, integer a, comma b. Now let's initialize some value to these two variables. So let a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20. Now we will see how to print the value of these variables using printf statement. So let's write printf statement. First we should mention the format specifier. As it is an integer data type, we will use %d. Next we have to mention the name of the variable, that is a. So this is one printf statement. One more printf statement we will write to print the value of variable b. So as b is also of integer data type, we will use %d, then the name of the variable followed by semicolon. So let's save this file. Go to file, save as, give any name. I am giving variable.c. Save it. Then we have to compile this program. To see the error, you can click on build and then you can click on the run, or at the same time both the operations will happen when you will click on this button. You can see the output 10 and 20, but it is not that much clear, so we will see how to print the formatted output. We can mention here the name of the variable a is equals to %d, and then here b is equals to %d. And even we can use \n to print the value of b in the next line. Now save the changes, again click on build and run. Now you can see the output is formatted. In the first line we are printing the value of a, and in the second line we are printing the value of b. Instead of adding the different statement for initialization, we can add these values at the time of declaration. So let's initialize the a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20 at the time of declaration. Save the changes, click on build and run. You can see the output. When we are initializing the variable at the time of declaration, we always work on the fixed value, so there is no choice of values. We are going to study about the different method of initializing values to the variables, that is using scanf statement. So I will delete these values and now we will take these values from the keyboard. So for that we will use the scanf statement. The syntax of scanf statement is similar as printf. So we should use here format specifier as %d because a is of integer data type followed by comma. We have to use ampersand symbol because when we will take the value from the keyboard, it will store at that particular memory location. We have taken the value of a from the keyboard. Now one more statement. I will add to take the value of b, %d again because b is also integer data type, then ampersand sign, then b. Save the changes, click on build and run. See the output. The cursor is waiting for input. So I will type 10. Then you can press enter and again it is waiting because we are asking one more value. So I am going to type 20. Now press enter. You can see the value of a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20. Now we have liberty here to give any input. If I want to run one more time, I can give any other value which integer can hold 500, 1000. So you can see a is 500 and b is equals to 1000. Let's improve the code. Here I am using printf statement to give some message. I will type enter first value and then scanf statement. Then one more printf statement I am adding here, enter second value. Now save the file, click on build and run. Now you can see here we are getting the message enter first value. Now I will enter the value that is 50 and again we are getting the message for the second value. Then we can type any value of your choice, 100. Now the value of a is 50 and the value of b is 100. In this way we can use scanf statement and printf statement to give the formatted output and input. In the next program we will be solving some real life problems using C programming. Let's move one step closer to programming. In this program, I will be demonstrating the different arithmetic operator. Let's initialize two integer variable a is equals to 20 and b is equals to 10. Let's declare some more variables to store the result. I am going to declare one more variable sum to store the result of addition, then sub to store the result of subtraction, then mul variable to store the result of multiplication, div to store the result of division, and to store the result of modulus operation one more variable that is mod. Let's use the different arithmetic operators. So sum equals to a plus b. Here we will get the addition operation. Similarly, we will be writing the same statement for other arithmetic operations, that is minus, multiplication, division and modulus. So we will be changing the variables. So sub will store the subtraction, then multiplication will be stored in this variable. So we will use star operator for multiplication. For division we have slash and the name of the variable is divide. Next operation is modulus, so we will be using the mod variable. Then this is the percent sign used for modulus. Now we have to print the result. So print statement we will use to print the result on the screen. So we'll print with the message. The message is addition equals to, as it is a integer variable, we will use format specifier %d and then name of the variable. So in this way we will print the result. So same printf statement we will be using to print other result. So one is for subtraction, one is for multiplication, one is for division. Next we will use for modulus. We will change the message here. This is used for subtraction. The name of the variable is sub, so change it. Then we will use the message as multiplication. The name of the variable is mul. Then the next message we are printing, that is the operation division, and the name of the variable is divide. So change the variable names accordingly. Next we are going to print the modulus, that is the remainder. The name of the variable is mod. Save this file. So go to file, save as, give any name. I am giving arithmetic dots. We will use here \n so that we will get the result in the next line. So I will be adding \n to all the statements except first. Click on build and run. So you can see here the result of addition is 30. So 10 plus 20 is 30. Then subtraction 20 minus 10 is 10. Multiplication 200. Division is 2. Division gives the quotient and the modulus gives the remainder. In this program we saw how the arithmetic operator works. Let's start thinking as a programmer. In this program we are going to calculate the area of a circle. The formula to calculate the area of a circle is area is equals to pi r square. I will be teaching the logic to develop a program. In simple program there are 3 steps. First we should find out what is the input. So the first step is to check for the input. The next step is the processing part. And the third step is to decide what is output. So let's check in the formula. To calculate this formula we need here the radius, that is our input, because the value of pi is 3.14. Our input is r and our processing is to calculate area, and then we will print that area on the screen using printf statement. So let's see the code. I am going to declare 2 variables which is of float type. First variable is r to take the radius, because radius cannot always be integer, it may store decimal values also. And one more variable is area to store the area of a circle. It is also of float data type. Now next step to take the input. So I am using printf statement first to print the message enter radius. Now to take the value from the keyboard we need scanf statement, and as the radius is of float data type I am using %f then comma %r followed by semicolon. Now we have to calculate the area, and the formula to calculate the area is pi r square. So the value of pi is 3.14, which is universally accepted. Then r square we will be writing as r into r. In this way we have calculated the area of a circle. Now the next stage is to print that area on the console. So I am using printf statement with the message area is equals to %f, because area variable is also a float data type. The name of the variable which you will declare here should be same throughout the program. Now let's save it. I am giving name area of circle. Save it. Next step is to build and run. You can see the output here. The cursor has stopped to take the value of radius. So enter the radius. You can enter here decimal value. So I am going to enter 3.5. Press enter. You can see the area is equals to 38.45. Press any key to continue. Now you have understood this topic. I have a few challenges for you. To calculate the area of square, you have to calculate the area of rectangle and try to calculate the area of triangle. Try solving this and then you can check how well you did with the answers I have provided in the downloadable PDF. I will be covering some more programs to give practice so that you can build your logic. So see you in the next video.